Post-professional interview assessment sharing. In these sections, I would like to share my personal gain and also observations after sitting for the professional interview assessment. By the date that this video is being recorded, I have already completed the professional interview assessment. Currently is still waiting for the results. I have not been notified by the respective organizations officially regarding my performance with the professional interview assessment. Nevertheless, I have tried my best to ensure myself to pass. Hopefully, the outcomes end up to be positive. Since that I have prepared quite a lot for this professional interview assessment, I was thinking maybe I could share my experience for those who would like to sit for the professional interview assessment, at least to give them some guides. Basically, these are the stages that I went through. First is the submissions of the applications of the document. The second column represents the efforts that I have done, and the third column represents the lesson learned from the process. For the submissions of the applications and document, quite a number of documents and forms has been prepared and filled. I mailed the hard copy of the documents to the headquarters of Eng-aim. After some time, they emailed me and notified me regarding some lackings in terms of the document disclosed, which require my second submissions of the documents to fill up the lackings. With that, I follow up with the second submissions of the documents to provide further evidence to the competency criteria that I have planned in my reports and also the forms. After that, Eng-aim notified me that I have passed the document check and is eligible to go for the professional interview assessment. I was referred to the Eng-aim branch for the schedulings for the professional interview assessment with the examiner. Therefore, I need to follow up with the Eng-aim branch. The lesson learned through the process is try your best to be compliant with the required format. Write your report and fill in the form in accordance to the requirement of the guidelines, as well as consider for the needs of the assessor to be able to easily cross-check your competence criteria. The recommendations is you should provide the descriptions and evidence clearly designated to each competency criteria. Also try to be concise and comprehensively written to avoid the confusions of the assessor. Next, I was called for the professional interview assessment. It started with the professional interview and Q&A. I made my presentations about 20 minutes, later followed up with a series of Q&A sections. The entire process took about 1 hour. Quite a number of questions has been asked regarding my experience and to cross-check my technical competency. I made preparations for the presentation slides, 40 slides in total for the presentations. In addition, I also prepared another 83 slides as an appendix, covering all the aspects of the experience that I have gained through my career, just in case that the examiner would like to know more about those experiences. These slides were not presented, but occasionally being referred during Q&A sections whenever the examiner asking regarding the respective experience. Also, I prepared the printed copies of the documents and my latest CV. And before the professional interview assessment, I practiced the presentations so that the presentations is being done smoothly and in accordance to the stipulated time. The lesson learned that from this process is always to be ready to answer the questions that may raise up during Q&A. This extra slide for the appendix actually helps me a lot, helping me to deliver the message and information more clearly, and this boosts my confidence during the presentations. It is also used to portray a good image and demonstrate well-preparedness of myself for the assessment. Next is the written examinations for section A and B. I did an extensive study and review of the previous work. These efforts helped me to increase the chances of passing.